So this is for all viewers. We make a lot of jokes about a lot of topics. This is one of those topics that we are literally joking our way through because it makes it easier to get through. It's a serious matter and it's of a serious nature. I have given you the warning. So, before we came on air, it was reported that Lia Thomas has become the women's 500 meter free swimming champion. She is the first transgender Division I champion in swimming that we are aware of, and I find it interesting that that's the language that was used in that statement that we are aware of. It looks like, I'm sorry, 500-yard freestyle in 4 minutes 33 seconds and some change. And we had been knowing about this, and we had been knowing this was coming for a while. And a transgender athlete in 2022 isn't a controversial subject. What's controversial and what is having people up in arms is that Thompson competed on a collegiate level as a man and was 462nd in the country. And today, as a woman, she is number one. Here is the problem. The problem is that there are grumblings within her own teammates about her participation in the sport. There are grumblings about her not showing up to required press conferences. So if you are person enough to compete on a collegiate level, if you're person enough to say you are doing this for whatever reasons, you ought to be able to, and the school needs to get her people to articulate how she feels, because they have people that do that. They help you through press conferences. Every school has them. And this is an Ivy League school. This ain't Bethune-Cookman. This is Penn. So they have somebody to help her through. For me, I need somebody to ask the question, how do you feel about going from 462nd to number one? And how do your teammates feel about it? That's it. We need to hear from you. You cannot do this and then go hide, because it looks like you're hiding. Nobody else hides. The whole point of being out is so you don't have to hide anymore. We need to hear from you, because you may be a trailblazer for somebody else that may be going through something that you can help them through. Like, forget what Charles Barkley said. Every athlete is a role model, even if you don't think anybody is looking. And I want to treat this as with as much compassion as I possibly can. But I also have to make sure that we understand that you went from zero to a hero by switching to another gender. And that has people in an uproar. And sometimes you just need to speak. You didn't feel right as a person, you hadn't always felt right, or whatever the case may be, you are going to need to speak your truth. And this is one of those situations, nobody's going to be right. I'm not right. You're not right. Nobody's going to be right because this is a personal belief. This is a personal feeling. This is a personal story. So nobody's right and wrong. There is no right and wrong in this. There's some fairness. There's some fairness in this, but there's no right and wrong. So I just want to get that out.
You said a lot. The thing is, if I had a daughter and she works her ass off to get to a specific spot, and in this race, she is racing somebody who was born a man and they completely destroy her. And now I'm at home with her and she's upset because she didn't win after all this hard work she put in to lose to a man, essentially.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Caitlyn Jenner, transgender, was an Olympic medalist as a man because he was born a man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Still transgender now, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because you feel like you were born not in your same skin doesn't give you the right to compete in another lane because it's not fair to those people. Like you said, he's 400 or something going against the men. I probably could go switch real quick and go race some women and beat them. That's not fair. I think that something would need to be done to where, like we was talking about before, there's a separate division or something. Because there's a reason we have women swimming, men swimming. You can't just choose which one you want to go race in. Because again, like we said, men are born more physically attuned than women. It's just a fact. It's not saying nothing bad about women. It's not trying to make it seem like men are better. It's just that we are more physically gifted in those areas. If you look at any Olympic sport and you look at the requirements, it's always higher for the men. So I'm not trying to say in any way that men are better, but the standards are higher. And if number one in women is 400 and something in men, then that just tells me everything I need to know right there. You couldn't cut it over there since you already, it's not like you transgendered as a, 10, 11-year-old. You waited till you was in college, competed as a man. Oh, I suck. Now you competing against women. Then it's very cowardly to not say anything after you win. Very cowardly. It's like, oh, I won. Now I'm gonna go hide in my corner with my little trophy. That doesn't mean jack to anybody if they feel like it was done in malice. So you have the right to defend yourself, and if you have chosen not to, it's a very cowardly thing to say. Sometimes, what is it? No communication is still communication. Just so you know that.
And something that everybody should be aware: women have fought very hard to get equal access to competition.
Just to have a man come compete in their sport. Come on, man.
There is a whole Title IX article specifically to allow women to compete, and so we are now there.